Part 317. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3161. Fang Fan wanted to practice it right away, but he was in the auction venue right now, so he had better stabilize himself. The brand new auction continues. 11ER, the auctioneer on the auction platform, spoke even harder at this moment. During the beating, it shows infinite youthful vitality. Among the auction items she presided over, several hot items appeared one after another. Naturally, the excitement in her heart could not be expressed in a few words. All in all, it seems particularly exciting. Auctioneer 11ER is already fantasizing about receiving the commission after stepping down. By that time, you must still be so excited to take off. Although the scene is a bit cold now, it's not a problem. As long as this auction item can be displayed in front of people, it will definitely detonate the audience. Everyone can wake up a little bit now. Because the next auction item will benefit everyone. This is a brand new auction item personally arranged by our manager Zhao Zun. And showing it at this time can already show the importance of it. Everyone, don't go away. Everything will be the best. Please enjoy the healing card below. The effect of this kind of healing card is that all practitioners below the Holy Venerable Realm can instantly heal all injuries on their bodies. And there are no sequelae. You heard me right, it's an instant cure. Since 11ER dares to say that, she naturally has absolute confidence. Everyone, let's get restless. Let us lead the overall situation. Everything will be followed by a full-scale explosion. The exciting moment is destined to detonate everything. There are 10 such healing cards here now. The starting price is 100 high-grade star cores. Each price increase must not be less than 10 high-grade star cores. Just 1000 high-grade star cores can buy you 10 lives. Everyone, isn't this delicious? Isn't it worth it? Get restless. If you miss this opportunity, you won't know when the next time will be. Let us all follow the full surge. Eruption. Full-scale explosion. The roars continued one after another. Auctioneer 11ER's beautiful eyes widened, and her whole body became ecstatic. This propaganda is quite powerful. It's just that for the practitioners in the audience, I think it's too ridiculous. Instantly heal all injuries. No sequelae. Hee, is this even possible? Instant cure, is it really? Does anyone believe in such a thing? Hey, there are fools every year, especially this year. No, it's just at the auction of Tianlan Chamber of Commerce. The auctioneer of Tianlan Chamber of Commerce is standing on it. Tianlan Chamber of Commerce really dares to risk the world's disgrace by doing such a thing? Lie to us? What good do they have? Shit, I don't quite understand why the hell, what do you mean by this? You mean, is this a healing card or is it real? Is it even more miraculous than the supreme healing medicine? Just so a broken card. You guys can't grasp this kind of thing, let me do it. There are only 100 top-grade star cores around. If it really has that magical effect, it will be a wave of blood. Discussions were mixed, and the group of practitioners seemed quite lively. Anyway, I think it's quite interesting here. At this time, Zhao Zun, the senior manager of Tianlan Chamber of Commerce, stepped onto the auction stage. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3162. Everyone, please be calm. I can more or less understand your feelings at the moment. Actually, at the beginning, I, like you, had the same idea and the same rhythm. But then, I suddenly changed. I know that you may be questioning the promotional effect of this healing card at this moment, but I can tell you clearly, there is no need for it. Because I am the one who witnessed it? I can guarantee it here. The effects of the previous publicity are all real. Of course, there is no basis for what I say, even if I say it again, you probably won't believe it. How to put it, it's a normal way of thinking. That being the case, then I will show you. Zhao Zun, the senior manager of Tianlan Chamber of Commerce, waved his hand, and soon a figure flew over from a distance. This is the guard of the Tianlan Chamber of Commerce who maintains the security of the scene, the 7-star sanctuary. Under the watchful eyes of all the practitioners in the audience, Zhao Zun held a machete in his hand, and directly cut off the guard's hands. In addition, he stabbed several times in the chest. But basically they avoided the vital points, so they would not die instantly. But even if the injury is avoided, the injury is too severe after all. In this case, even with top-level healing medicine, it may take a while to recover. At this moment, a milky white card suddenly appeared in Zhao Zun's hand. Then put it directly on the disabled guard. Soon, the milky white cards gradually dissipated, and in an instant, a white light flashed across the board. A glance at the past has a strong visual impact at this moment. The more you look at it, the weirder it becomes, and the more you look at it, the more it makes your scalp tingle. Good guy, what a good guy. There really is such a thing in this world. I saw that the guard with both arms completely severed was rapidly growing brand new arms at a speed visible to the naked eye. In the blink of an eye, his arms had returned to their original state. In addition, the wounds on his body are also healing little by little. This becomes more and more unbelievable. The more I look at it, the more my soul trembles. From every angle, it is shocking. Is it my eyesight? It really healed the wound in an instant and grew an arm. Grass, awesome, coaxing and beating all dissatisfied, I'm so humming convinced. Is this the real boss? 666. Extremely tyrannical. Hang and beat all dissatisfied. Fully crushed. Strong, the rest, naturally, I don't need to talk about it, I understand it completely. This healing card is so good, who the hell is so stupid to take it out for auction? How did this so-called healing card be made? There must be tricks in it. Heh. He. The beginning and the end are as simple as tricks. It's still time for a friendly exchange match. Huh, if you are in the arena, being able to hold such a healing card in your hand is equivalent to having an extra life. Gudong, at that time, it won't be people who block people from killing Buddhas and gods from killing gods. Cough, for those students of the Black and White Academy, this is simply a treasure in the world. In this way, they can continue to perform blood demon transformation. There were more and more discussions, and the atmosphere in the audience became more and more tense. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3163. Who doesn't like a good thing? I didn't have a chance to get it before, but now the opportunity is in front of me, how can I bear it? Immediately, he became ecstatic, and the whole person was in a state of full-scale explosion. At the same time, the box where the Black and White Academy is located. The appearance of this healing card is a supreme gift to our Black and White Academy. It seems that even the heavens are supporting our Black and White Academy. If those elite students of our Dark Academy can perform blood demon transformation repeatedly, who else is our opponent in the audience? Huh, by that time, everyone will be directly crushed. Tisk, tisk tisk, that's the feeling. I'm going to become flustered. Thinking about this, thoughts are exploding crazily. I am Black and White Academy, I shall be king. Chen Tianwei, the dean of the Black and White Academy, narrowed his eyes, thinking to himself, and the corners of his mouth raised. Box number 13 on the third floor. Heifu's originally silent eyes suddenly flickered with brilliance. He felt like he was doing it again. This time it's real, babes. If you can hold this treasure in your hands, then you will be truly lucky. At that time, who dares to clamor about those who have something? When the time comes, it will be crushed instantly. This is such a treasure. The value is endless. 10 healing cards. Call. I want to auction it off and dedicate it to the ancestor. If I can establish such meritorious deeds, the ancestors will definitely reward me. Then the ancestors may not care about the things I did before. Yes, that's what happened. Steady. I must follow and stabilize. This matter must be fully clarified. At this moment, there must be no slack. The roaring sound increased more and more, and the posture of gnashing teeth gathered in an all-round way. He couldn't clenched his fists, his pupils widened in an instant, and while he was talking, he couldn't help but gasp. At this moment, endless excitement flashed across his face. This is his last chance. If he misses this opportunity, then he will be really cold, and no one will welcome him then. Thinking of his miserable ending, he couldn't bear it. This healing card is so precious. If we can decipher its mystery and master the principle of its production, then our Dark Academy will be able to make it ourselves. If that's the case, tisk, some things will gradually become clear. It's taking off, everything will follow in full takeoff. Let it all explode. Whirring. That's the feeling. Cool. If my dark school and even the dark camp have mastered the technology of making this magical healing card, won't my dark camp be able to directly follow and crush the light camp in the future? After all, at that time, my dark school is all the elite of the elite. This is the real surging moment. That's right. It should be so. Gudong. Gong is in the entire dark camp. In this way, I can't immediately become the hero of the entire dark camp. Everyone will look at me with admiration. I will be able to take off infinitely. At that time, how can the ancestor remember the loss of 200,000 high-grade star cores before? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 3164. Black cannot always be an optimist. Anyway, thinking about it in my mind is just such a thing. The more I think about it, the more excited I get, the more I think about it, the more excited I get. Gradually, the whole person also became smug. Thinking so far, the mind is also full of energy. Some things cannot be expressed in a few words. Anyway, it seems so clear invisibly. Directly launch a full-scale crush. The feeling is real and the idea is profound. Anyway, now I have made up my mind to shoot to the end. At this moment, not only the Black and White Academy, the Dark Academy, but also the Nether Academy, the Daybreak Academy, the Yuanchi Academy, etc., are all gnashing their teeth and preparing to bid. This healing card will come in handy right away. Looking back can be fully utilized in place. Naturally, the various feelings in this heart cannot be expressed in a few words. To put it bluntly, I just feel a little smug. They all feel that they can make money with blood, but in the end it is unknown who will make money. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes, and raised the corners of his mouth. The more lively the atmosphere in this auction, the better it will be for him. From this point of view, Fang Fan naturally hoped that everyone would follow the surging excitement. After all, the relevant interests involved are entangled. He took out this healing card for bidding. At the moment, the atmosphere in box number 7 on the third floor also seems a bit intense. The moment Bai Biao heard the healing card, he immediately focused on Fang Fan, with a complicated expression on his face. He has followed Fang Fan for so long, so he naturally knows that this healing card is exclusive to Fang Fan, even he has used it many times. What the effect will be, he is naturally clear in his heart. I didn't expect Fang Fan to put this thing up for auction. I have to say, this confidence is really quite sufficient. For Zhuo Qiuyao and Gui Sha, they were still very unfamiliar with this healing card. Besides, Xiang Fei and Lu Jiyi have never seen this healing card before. As for Xiao Liulai, who fought side by side with Fang Fan before, she has some understanding. This healing card is so easy to use. Husband, I want to bid and give it to you. You know what to do, the safety factor is too low. I'm really scared. Concubine Xiang leaned on Fang Fan's shoulder, and when she spoke, her tone was blue and fragrant. Fang Fan closed his eyes and followed the feeling silently, and his whole body suddenly became elegant. This little girl is really considerate. Brother Fang Fan, why don't we raise funds to bid for the auction? He, I am indeed tempted by this healing card. This is a good thing. This is the life-saving treasure. How many star cores you have on your body is all nonsense. It's the most painful thing to earn money if you have a life. Now that I finally have such an opportunity, I can't miss it. It must be auctioned. Zhuo Qiuyao was tempted, and while talking at this moment, he nodded quickly and said, the brilliance in his eyes gathered in all directions, and his thoughts were also in full swing. This wave is really unbearable. Gradually, it is indeed going to become sloppy. Although Gui Sha on the side didn't speak, the excitement in his eyes was beyond words, and he was about to take out all the star cores in the storage ring. Brother Bai Biao, why are you silent? It's not in your nature. Don't you like treasures the most? Ah, are you so sluggish now? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3165. Zhou Qiuyao blinked, and looked at Bai Biao curiously. This is not in line with Bai Biao's nature. According to the normal situation, Bai Biao is definitely going to follow suit. It's obviously not normal to be so peaceful like now. There must be tricks in it. Everyone's eyes gathered here, and the facial expression changes at this moment are particularly real. Bai Biao shrugged, and looked at Fang Fan indifferently. For this matter, I still have to find Fang Fan. For it. Actually, I put this healing card up for auction. Fang Fan shrugged, and then said very calmly. Things have come to this, it seems useless to lie. What should be the situation is what it is, and there is no need to lie about this matter. Not necessary. The healing card, Brother Fang Fan, you took it out. Hiss. Brother Fang Fan, you are hiding deep enough. Tut, tisk tisk, I didn't expect this at all. It's still like this. Unbelievable. Unimaginable. Gui Sha wriggled his lips, and raised his eyebrows as he spoke. For it. I'm not surprised at all. Anything is nothing in front of Brother Fang Fan. Anyway, it's such a coquettish attitude. I'm convinced, I'm really convinced. Hey, I should have thought of it. Such a healing treasure can only come from the hands of Brother Fang Fan. Zhuo Qiuyao gave a wry smile, and then sighed beside him. This healing card is really yours. You are too bad. I said just now that I would take a picture of it and give it to you as a gift. Why didn't you remind me? Humph. Concubine Xiang's face immediately turned rosy, and while she was talking, she immediately complained all over. Anyway, the desire to complain in this heart is particularly strong. All this is going on. Can't you just follow along and stop for a while? I feel like my brain is buzzing now. In general, that's exactly what happened. This time I felt in place, and my thoughts also gathered in an all-round way. Fang Fan shrugged helplessly and said, "You didn't even give me a chance to speak. Brother Gisha, Brother Zuokyu, here are 100 healing cards, take them, you can save your life at critical moments." Fang Fan smiled, then nodded, and said, 100. Hiss. Brother Fang Fan, this is not very good, not very good. Brother Fang Fan, didn't you hear that the auction price of the 10 healing cards outside has reached tens of thousands of high-grade star cores? Brother Fang Fan, no. This is too precious. Gisha took a deep breath, then quickly shook his head and said, he was more or less frightened at the moment. While talking, Gisha quickly followed and shook his head. This is an essential matter, and you can't just follow along casually. Yes. We can't have. Brother Fang Fan, we have already received a lot of blessings and favors from you. Take this healing card back quickly. We really can't afford it. Zuokyu sighed, and then said helplessly from the side. The matter has come to this point, it is useless to say more, and I can still talk about a hammer. In this mentality, wouldn't it be better to be a little more stable? This brain is buzzing immediately. Such feelings cannot be expressed in a few words. Thinking about it, that's exactly what happened. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 3166. Seeing the pulling and pulling, Bai Piao who was beside him felt a headache. Brother Gisha, Brother Zuokyu, just take it. Fang Fan is not bad at this point. This kid knows how to exploit me, but he is very good to other brothers and friends. Especially when it comes to treating his women, that's a blissful. Anyway, just take it anyway. Hey, don't blot like a woman. The corner of Bai Piao's mouth twitched, and then he complained all over from the side. Although this guy's words are a bit rude, but that's about it. Take it, just take it. Nothing. I still have some of these healing cards in my hand. Fang Fan shrugged, then smiled, and said. Although the money is not revealed, but the few people in front of him are all he trusts very much. There is also a tacit understanding between each other. Call. Brother Fang Fan, it seems that I underestimated you before. You kept saying that you came from a third-class sanctuary, but I actually believed it at that time. Brother Fang Fan, tell me the truth, are you from the Supreme God realm? Or are you the posthumous son left by the true God in the heavens? I've heard some legends before, I always thought it was false, but now it seems, maybe it's all true. Scary. This is really learned. Gisha's eyeballs turned around, and the brilliance in his eyes scanned around again. The more I talked, the more excited I became, and the more I talked, the more excited I became, and gradually I became ecstatic. But after all this, there is no reason. The key is that the fantasy ability should not be too strong. At this moment, the atmosphere in the auction hall instantly rose to its peak. 38,000. 38,000 high-grade star cores. Now the highest bidding price for these 10 healing cards is 38,000 high-grade star cores. Is there a higher price? The healing card that can truly save the life and death of human flesh and bones. Below the Holy One, heal instantly. It is not an exaggeration to say that this is a divine card. This is the best gift from the gods to us. 38,000 high-grade star cores. Is there a higher price? Go on. Go on please. The roars continued one after another, and the excitement on the auctioneer 11ER's face was beyond words. This time the auction will be particularly interesting. A certain miracle is being created time and time again. Invisibly, it makes people feel trembling. Gradually, a lot of ecstatic feelings emerged. It would be a lie to say that there is no feeling at all. The thoughts resounding in my mind at this moment are bursting out in an all-round way. True and clear. 50,000. My Black and White Academy bids 50,000 top-grade star cores. In the number 10 box on the third floor, Chen Tianwei, the dean of the Black and White Academy, heard the sonorous and powerful voice. Right now, it's completely desperate. This healing card is of great importance to the current Black and White Academy. It is even related to whether the Black and White Academy can succeed in the friendly exchange competition. If the Black and White Academy can get a good ranking, it will be of great significance. Thinking of this, the whole person suddenly became smug. To say that there is no feeling at all is definitely lying. Now it is completely in a state of bloody storm. Crush all dissatisfaction. Hang and beat all dissatisfied. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3167. 60,000 high-grade star cores. I am dawning academy, let's compete to the end. In the auction house, there was another sonorous and powerful voice. At this moment, there is no concession at all. This is exactly what it looks like to continue to follow the competition. Anyway, just keep going. If anyone is discouraged, just follow the substitute. Just go up and beat. Yuanqi Academy, pay 70,000 yuan. 75,000. 80,000. 90,000. Prices are still climbing at full speed. Almost reaching 100,000. 10 healing cards, nearly 100,000 high-grade star cores, and one is even worth nearly 10,000 high-grade star cores. What this means is already obvious. After feeling it for a while, my brain immediately buzzed. Thinking up to this point, my thoughts are also completely churning. Such a feeling can no longer be expressed in a few words. Let it all explode. Such a state of mind and such feelings seem extremely urgent. With 10,000 high-grade star cores, you can buy an almost half artifact. The price actually seems insane. Overall, the price is a bit on the high side. However, it didn't start to be too high casually. Naturally, there are many factors gathered in it. In other words, there are more layers involved. Many people think that they can bid for these 10 healing cards, and then develop them carefully, and finally independently develop a brand new healing card of this kind. All kinds of ideas and thinking are used very well. As for what will eventually evolve into it remains to be seen. In a box on the second floor, Shang Guanchan, the captain of the first-year representative team of the Dark Academy, has completely given up. She shouted a high price of 30,000 top-grade star cores at the most, but then she died down. On the one hand, she did not have so many star cores, on the other hand, she felt that the real value of these 10 healing cards was only 30,000 top-grade star cores. No matter how high it is, it seems a bit unrealistic. Continue to follow the price increase. What exactly do you want? Can't you follow along and stop for a while? As for getting this healing card and then developing a brand new healing card, Shang Guanchan felt that it was not true. Because since there are 10 such healing cards, there are more. In this case, there is a high probability that this healing card is not a unique one. Even if you won the auction, what can you do? Chanur, the one in box 13, is raising the price crazily again. Hey, this is really going to treat the star core as a stone. In the private room, Dongfang Xia, Shang Guanchan's best friend, immediately sighed. The person talking at this moment is naturally that Heifu in box number 13 on the third floor. This guy was hit twice in succession, and then it really stopped for a while, but now he started to make trouble again. At this moment, it is completely in a state of full-scale explosion. Regardless of other things, it is completely erupting in an all-round way. After asking the price, you really need to pay for the star core. Otherwise, Tianlan Chamber of Commerce will never let you go. That guy is already crazy. He just wants to die now, and he wants to do something to make some meritorious deeds, so that the palace master won't blame him. But the more this is the case, the more eager for quick success. I'm afraid it will be even more bloody in the end. Why did the palace master choose such a guy to represent the Dark Academy? If this guy really controls the power of the Dark School will really be over. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3168. Shang Guanchan looked up, then sighed leisurely. At this moment, there are more or less such thoughts in my heart. Thinking up to this point, his eyes couldn't help but drifted away. From this point of view, in fact, many things are displayed in a very real way. Shang Guanchan's eyes scanned Quan Kang, and suddenly narrowed her eyes. Wrong. There's something tricky in it. Have you noticed that Fang Fan has never bid once? Xia, something happened. Shang Guanchan took a deep breath, and while speaking, she couldn't help but clenched her fists tightly, and all kinds of light in her eyes flickered. While talking, the corners of his mouth twitched unnaturally. At this moment, his facial expression changed very realistically, and his mentality also gradually changed in an all-round way. In all respects, that's exactly what happened. What can happen here? Chan'er, are you thinking too much? Maybe this Fang Fan doesn't like this card? Or, he hasn't had time to make a move yet. Or maybe he thought the price was too high and the price-performance ratio was not high, so he chose to give up. These are all very possible. Chan'er, don't you think too much? Dongfang Xia on the side blinked, but looked very indifferent. He didn't think there was any problem. In other words, I have always felt that there is not too much difference between them. Thinking too much? Why? I wish I was thinking too much. But there will be no flukes in substantive situations. This Fang Fan looked rich and powerful from the beginning. Would he think the price was high? Normal people would like this healing card very much. After all, it is a means to save life. As long as we can still afford to bid, I'm afraid we will do whatever it takes. In this way, the situation actually becomes purer. Fang Fan has remained silent until now, not because he doesn't like the healing card, but because the healing card came from him. He is from Guangming Academy, so many things have been clarified. Could it be that the people of Guangming Academy have mastered the top secret of making healing cards? In this way, it's too scary. I dare not think about it anymore. Call. A burst of terror. The shouts continued one after another, the facial expressions were changing very real at this moment, and the brain was buzzing instantly. His gaze could not help but glance around, his complexion rapidly changing between red and white. Shang Guanchan still has an overall strategic vision. She can think more comprehensively. Chan'er, you, don't scare me. Really, if that's the case, wouldn't the light camp be invincible? At that time, can't we wipe out all the practitioners in our dark camp? Is this possible? There are still many levels involved. Chan'er, if the light faction really mastered this technology, I'm afraid they would have killed it early. How could you foolishly compete with us in the ring? Dongfang Xia groaned, and then shook her head. Many of the questions in it didn't make sense. The more I think about it, the more serious the problem is. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3169. What you said is indeed a problem. Call. It's very likely that the technology for making healing cards is only controlled by Fang Fan, and he hasn't handed it in yet. In this case, we still have a chance. If Fang Fan can be brought to our Dark Academy, our Dark Camp will have the absolute initiative in the future. At that time, all members of our Dark Camp will be equipped with this healing card that heals wounds instantly. At that time, we can take the lead in launching an attack on the Light Camp. This is the brightest future. Shang Guanchan rolled her eyes and seemed to have some different thoughts and ideas in her mind. Chan'er, you don't want to use a beauty trick, do you? Chan'er, oh my god. Do you really think so? You are too wronged. Anxious discussions are endless. All kinds of noises could not help but also increased. The eyeballs of the people followed suit, and at this moment they let out a breath of foul air. Many things have been fully revealed invisibly. In the auction house, the atmosphere reached its peak. Young master. This is less than 150,000 yuan. 150,000 high-grade star cores. This healing card must belong to Ben Xiao. Who wants to continue to compete with this young master? This young master will fight to the end. The Bloodborne He, the master of the Dark Academy, couldn't let out a wave of heart-piercing roars. While speaking, a pair of eyes instantly turned blood red. While talking, he couldn't help clenching his teeth, and his whole body trembled. At this moment, thoughts are gathering here, and the teeth are shaking violently. Say 1,000 words and 10,000, anyway, that's what I think in my heart. Pure and true. Back and forth, that's all. Snort. The dean paid 160,000 yuan. Chen Tianwei, the dean of the Black and White Academy, gritted his teeth and continued to bid. At this moment, he has actually reached the limit of his patience. But that healing card means too much to him. There is indeed something in my heart that I can't let go of. So at this moment, I want to hold it in my hand. This price is getting more and more exaggerated. 160,000 high-grade star cores can already buy a very good semi-artifact. Although this healing card is good, after all, it can only be effective for practitioners who are below the Saint Venerable realm. This has limitations. It can only be said that the current situation has given the healing card a chance to sell better. After all, the friendship exchange match of this academy is still in full swing. I don't need to say much about the other things for the time being. After all, that's actually the case. Gradually, it became real and clear. 16,000. Chen Tianwei. Asshole. Your Black and White Academy dare to compete with our Dark Academy. Damn it. He couldn't clenched his fists tightly, and then couldn't help but attack the wall frequently. The impact sound is endless, which makes people feel scalp numb. In this aspect, why can't we stop a little bit? No matter how you say it, this brain hurts, okay. Master. Enough. Our star core is about to bottom out. Continuing like this, we will be drained. And we still have to complete the tasks assigned by the Palace Master. The finale hasn't come out yet, we're going to be destitute. Master. I hope you know something in your heart. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3170. The haggard old man just wants to do his duty right now. Even at this moment, the mentality is on the verge of collapse. But at least the mentality will collapse. Feelings of futility swept over him, and his brain buzzed immediately. Can you play with a hammer next? Nothing. Are there any? What's the number? Can you be of any use? Every time it's the scrap. Crap. Labor and management are tired of hearing it. Whispering, it's so humming endless. It's always been the old three ways. Interesting. If you really had a brain, this young master wouldn't have been tricked to this extent. Time and time again, it's not you bastard who makes me lose my way. Damn it. The yelling continued one after another. He couldn't listen to any suggestions now. This moment is a manic attitude. If this healing card is a unique copy, I will issue it. At that time, not only can it be used for research, but you can also choose to make rare things more expensive. Heh, he, if that time comes, everything will be different. Wonderful pictures, all will follow. That's how it should be. The posture of grinding teeth couldn't help showing. He couldn't take a deep breath, his face gradually became extremely red. After thinking about this, the mentality is also taking off in an all-round way. Master, the key is that you can't be sure that this is the only copy. What if we continue to auction this healing card later? Have you thought about these questions? If that time really comes, there will be too many blood loss. I hope you can understand the layering involved in this. Some things are not just casually said in a few words. We can't afford to gamble now. The withered old man took a deep breath, and then said with an ugly expression. For several times, he wanted to restrain Habuladin directly, but this guy is in a bad situation right now. But time and time again, he held back. There are many levels involved. He still has to hang on. Otherwise, the future will be in a state of total collapse. If that's the case, it will be really cool. At this moment, being in the present moment is necessary. Call. So it's even more of a gamble. I want to turn over the book. What about the relationship between our Dark Academy and the Tianlan Chamber of Commerce? Use it. Quick, pass the news back. Quickly find out what's going on with this healing card. Where did it come from? Also, is this an orphan? Aren't there only 10 such healing cards? Haofu's eyes gradually turned blood red, and he couldn't help but nodded frequently while talking. While talking, his voice seemed a little hoarse. Insiders don't know about these healing cards. This is the auction item that Zhao Zun is in charge of personally. Others don't even know. If you want to know, unless you ask Zhao Zun personally. The withered old man shook his head, then followed suit. Have you contacted them all? Bastard. Then why didn't you tell me? If you can't detect it, then you don't have any extra healing cards. These 10 are orphan copies. It's the last batch. It has to be all mine. Young master, I can't afford to lose.